One final addendum, we've got some categories within categories, but the final thing that I want to mention is that the preference of your mapping the different cryptocurrencies depends on the field or specialism that you are active in. So if you are a designer of token designer, like if you are in the middle dot, like for example, if you are Satoshi, you look in a totally different way to cryptocurrencies and the categories than, for example, when you as a user would. So pick the one that's suited for you. One final note is that we dropped you here an interesting article which is more related to the token design part. If you're interested in that, I can imagine you as an economist would be. So that splits, for example, that doesn't use these categories. Instead of transacting value, they are talking about store of value. And transacting, well, give me a sec. I will grab my, there we go. So instead of transacting value, we would have store of value as category 1. Then we would have a utility based, and eventually, so including those role. So utility is now category 1. So the category 1 would be the transacting value, and category 2, which already was utility. Security remains security, and we've got a new one, store of value. Why do I mention this? Because this utility can be split in many different design principles. So we would, for example, have the burn and mint design, or the disproportionate token producing, or this mainly concerns how am I going to distribute the different types of tokens. Store of value is, for example, maximum supply. The utility is, okay, are we going to reproduce every time new tokens, or are we going to gradually reduce the tokens of users that don't use their tokens? Or if you want to use a new token, you would have to burn the old token, stuff like that. That's in this category, and a very interesting category, of course. And eventually the security depends on what kind of security you have. So this specification, the reason why we did this addendum is because this one is mainly concerned of the distribution of tokens, monetary supply and such. So I can imagine if you're lost, just remember this. It all depends on your own personal perspective. Based on your perspective, you will pick another different category. If you are a token designer and if you are interested in the distribution of tokens, use this one. If you are a user of tokens, use the previous one. If you are a newbie, use the very first one. So it all depends on perspective. So for now, this is all about the different types of tokens and the different types of categories. Let's go to the framework where we will explain you or give you a bit better hold of the situation here. See you there.